Morning, guys. We're going to be going live here over the air in just about 3 or 4 minutes, right after Fox News break. I'll let you listen to a little bit of the background music, what's going on WSME right now. But I will tell you right now, I got a commentary this morning right out of the chute, so you might want to stay tuned for that. Also at 8 o'clock this morning, our very own Chris Rayner from Sports Talk here on Friday's Sports Talk. He's going to be joining us again for some of his thoughts about sports and everything else. It's going to be a busy morning. The first half hour is, well, a lot of it's going to be me. You can react to the commentary after I get through with it, but during the time, just give me a while because I'm not going to answer the phone. How's that sound? Whoops, I didn't have you up, but now you're up. Lee's in here this morning. Kelly is she's got busy work to do. She's got things she's got to do at
her office is moving locations, so she's playing mover this morning.
Yeah, so she's got to
be careful, Kelly.
Dealing with that. Anyway, I'm gonna mute us out here again, so y'all stay tuned, and we'll be joining you very shortly. You might want to put another fire on the log because it's chilly. It's 37 degrees in Jacksonville right now.
Put my boots on.
Okay, we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, 46CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Carmen Roberts. Russia's top security agency said this morning it arrested a Wall Street Journal reporter for spying for the U.S. The FSB accused Ivan Gershkovich, a U.S. citizen, of collecting information on Russia's military-industrial complex. The Wall Street Journal says it is deeply concerned for the safety of Gershkovich. Tragic news out of Kentucky. 2 U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopters crashed last night near Fort Campbell.
An Army spokesman says the 2 Black Hawk helicopters were conducting a routine nighttime training exercise at around 10 p.m. last night when these crashes occurred. The status of the crew members is unknown at this time.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. WKDZ reports a soldier at the scene confirms multiple deaths, possibly as many as 9. The choppers are from the 101st Airborne Division. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And a good Thursday morning to you. I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And Kelly is off today. She's busy with her other job, her real job out there. So she's got some things cooking this morning and tomorrow morning too, I think, right?
That's correct.
All right. Well, anyway, tragedy over there, Fort Campbell in Kentucky. Living around here way back when, there seemed to be a lot of helicopter crashes, probably a lot more activity as they were training during the Vietnam time frame. And it was just, what a mess. What a mess.
There's been quite a few out lately. I know
yeah.
I'll be sitting there and it's late at night and I hear the rumblings as they're coming over the house.
Yeah, at 10 o'clock last night, two Blackhawks of the 101st Airborne Division were conducting training exercises. They crashed. It's when two helicopters crash, all sorts of things go through your mind. You're assuming there was some sort of a contact made. I don't know. There could be as many as 9 fatalities.
That's what they're saying right now.
Wow.
And God bless our military.
Yeah, and you just never know. There's no such thing as a routine training mission or anything else when you're involving things like helicopters or any other close contact stuff. So, nothing confirmed yet as far as fatalities are concerned, but they're saying most likely. No idea yet what caused the crash. That'll come up sometime
all
later.
Our prayers go out to family and friends and to our military. It's very tragic news this morning.
Yeah. Good news out in L.A.
Really?
An assistant district attorney is challenging George Gascon. He's one of the prosecutors of child killers out in that area. He's going after Gascon as far as running for in the next election. Yay.
Well,
yay,
that's good
and
news.
yay. Good for him.
If you can get good news out of LA, that's good news.
We need to get more good people in office. People like our district attorney, who had an interesting couple of days this week.
Yes, he has.
He got one first-degree murder over in Duplin County yesterday or day before yesterday, I guess. Found guilty. And this is one of the strangest deals I've seen. It's happened back in 2016, I guess. So we'll go through that. I want to get Ernie in here to talk about this one case now that it's over with.
I've tried to get up with him a couple times. He's been so busy.
Yeah, I know he has, but he's had this and some other stuff going on. But this involved multiple individuals and involved stealing, gang activity, and going after a guy so they could steal his or somebody else so they could steal his pot, and moving up into the ranks of the gang. That's what it all was about.
Wow.
It's a wonder they didn't get the death penalty on this one after reading the report here, but I'm not going to get into it. I want to get him in here so we can really lay it out. The guys were from Jacksonville. They live over there in Liberty Crossings, across from, I think that's over in Northwoods, right?
Yeah, that's right behind the old Kmart on Henderson.
Yep. So, and there's been a lot of activity over there, but killings and everything else in that neck of the woods. Lots of drug activity in there. So we'll see. This guy's validated, confirmed to be a member of the 8 Trey Crip gang since 2015.
Seriously, 8 Trey.
8 Trey Crip. It's got to be a knockoff of the Crips, of course, but whatever it is. So we'll get the district attorney in here to chat about it. I want to reserve the whole morning for it though, because that's just one of the cases that has been resolved. And that's good. Like it. I love it.
We'll definitely have to get him in there. I'll keep trying.
I'm going to brag a little bit. I got lucky. It just happened to be conditions were just right yesterday. You've heard me talk about amateur radio a little bit. I'm always looking for people in countries that I have not ever talked to before. So yesterday morning, I had 111 people in 111 countries that I talked to.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool, but that's over a period of years. And then yesterday afternoon, I'm sitting around here listening, and there's a guy call letter prefix that I don't even recognize. So I gave him a quick call. We chatted for a minute or two, and he was from the United Arab Emirates.
Wow.
And then I'm sitting there blaring "All My Glory." That became 112. And then about 15 minutes later, I just flipped the dial going across the band, same band. Conditions were absolutely perfect. And there's another call. I said, I don't recognize that prefix either. So I gave them a quick call. I had to call several times because they get into what they call pileups. These
Right.
other people with a lot of power, I got 100 watts over there and a little wire antenna out.
Good with 100 watts.
And other guys are running 1,500 watts and big beams and all sorts of stuff like that, and monstrous antenna arrays, of which I'm envious of, but I don't care. I do what I can with what I got. And so I gave the guy, kept calling. So it took about 3 or 4 minutes before I got through. Kuwait.
Seriously?
Yeah. I was just, and it was like when I got through to them and everybody else would shut up while I'm talking. So that's always the good thing. It was like he was sitting over there across the street.
That is
We carried on a
interesting.
great little conversation for about 2 minutes. That's about all that you got time for, because everybody else wants to talk with them as well. So anyway, that is what it is. So for all you ham enthusiasts out there, or wannabe hams, or former CB people,
That would be
there
me.
ain't nothing like being able to do that. And then at the same time, like this to a friend of mine on the local repeater. So we, you heard him when you
Right.
walked in. We were just chatting. So whatever.
I thought when I first heard him, it might be Bob. Kind of sounded like
yeah,
him, but then
he
as
does
I
sound a lot like
overheard the
Bob.
conversation, listened in on the conversation, I realized it wasn't.
No. Okay. We've said a lot this week. We've heard from you this week. And we've heard the same old rhetoric from politicians to the left of us and politicians to the right of us. All of them have agendas. We were all following the egregious acts against kids and adults at a Christian school in Nashville on Monday.
Very sad.
3 9-year-old children and 3 adults were slaughtered, and the life of the troubled young female killer was taken. We hear the same thing after every such tragedy. Every one of them, from the president to the vice president to the dimwits down the street to the other uninformed, unintelligent individuals as far as guns are concerned. Ban assault rifles, they scream. If that was a solution, there are likely few Americans, including me, who would not be in favor of banning assault weapons. Decades ago, we read reports that streetlights and other safeguards reduced crime. Studies showed the crime rate did not go down. Huh? Put up streetlights and you'll stop bad people from coming into my neighborhood doing bad things. Well, that happened. Crime rate still did not go down. It just moved to less safe neighborhoods down the street that did not have street lights.
Agree.
That's the way it works. Mass school murders have occurred over the past 96 years. Really? The Bath School disaster, also known as the Bath School Massacre, was a series of violent attacks orchestrated by a guy named Andrew Kehoe on the Bath Consolidated School in Michigan. It happened May 18th, 1927. The attacks killed 28 elementary school children and 6 adults and injured at least 58 other people. Prior to this timed explosives detonating at the school, Kehoe had murdered his wife and firebombed his farm. Arriving at the site of the school explosion, Kehoe died when he set off explosives concealed in his truck. The motive behind the attacks by the 55-year-old school board treasurer, hello, that's what he was.
Mm-hmm.
The motives included increased taxes and his defeat in the 1926 election, the year before, for township clerk. Kehoe had a reputation for difficulty on the school board and in his personal dealings. In addition, he was notified that his mortgage was going to be foreclosed upon. For much of the next year, the year of the massacres, Kehoe purchased explosives and secretly hid them both on his property and under the school. The excuses that were given for him committing mass murder, excuses. Without a doubt, he had serious mental and social issues. He did not fit in. This week, A transgender woman, Audrey Hale, born a female, identifying as a male from an early age, was discouraged by her family and most likely by others from that way of life. They picked on her. The problem, as I see it, is that too many of us are not accepting of others who have choices that we either don't understand, don't accept, or both. What makes a male or a female want to identify as my grandmother could not understand, and my dad didn't like? I would drop overboard and make my way to the bottom of the ocean. They didn't accept that's what I wanted to do. Not a lot of my classmates in high school could understand why I didn't play basketball or baseball, but instead chose to go hunting, fishing, and play on my ham radio I've talked about. They're loner hobbies, I'll admit that. I was pretty much a loner. The difference between what the transgender group we talked about yesterday is that their belief is that Hale had no choice but to get noticed except by killing people, and that I had no need then or now to get noticed or accepted for what some might call my quirks. I enjoyed what I was and did not then nor now need anyone's approval or acceptance. I didn't care what you think. Not here to argue the belief by the left that taking away one style of gun or another will reduce crime. You have your belief, and it's not based on anything but hysteria. I can't even argue that violence in video games, on TV and movies or elsewhere causes the monsters walking among us to do violent things. As far as I can tell, Jesse James, Belle Starr, Henry McCarty, better known as Billy the Kid, Butch Cassidy, and James Wesley Hardin, none of those people had access to TVs, video games, movies. Lou Pingley is recorded as the first genuine serial killer, a second-century Han prince. Lou used his small army of outlaws to assist him on his killing rampage. It's estimated that he killed over 100 people himself and collected his victims' possessions to keep in his collection. He, too, had no TV, no video games, didn't even have guns. Just a sick and mean person. World peace is a myth, and so is any efforts to figure out a single solution that will prevent future mass killings. The things we can do to make it less likely, and while, like it is with streetlights, that hardening our schools, adding additional security, as in school resource officers, can lessen the chances of those schools will become the scene of any tragedies. Remember, in most areas, school resource officers have been assigned to high schools and middle schools. Well, guess what? Like streetlights, that may have made elementary schools easier targets.
Point. Good point.
Hard to argue that.
Very hard to argue it.
All you do is you move it.
I just think we need a big revival in this country. A revival from coast to coast, top to bottom. Everyone needs to come together. We need to start looking out for each other. Like you say, if you see something, say something. People need to start talking to each other.
They do. In every instance that we read about these days, and we read more, we read more yesterday about this young person's issues. I'm listening to another band this morning before you got here, and everybody had solutions, including put bulletproof glass in those doors so they can't shoot through them. There's no such thing as bulletproof glass.
They'll find another
There's
way.
bullet resistance. They can walk in while the door is open from the inside to let people come in. They can walk in
That's
through the
right.
main entrance when the doors are open for kids to get into the school in the morning. You can't keep the doors closed in the morning, the main entrance.
You could have a student walking in carrying a weapon in their backpack or something.
They do.
That's
They
right.
had it. You're not going to stop everything. You can make it more difficult.
Yes.
And if you put every police officer in your city or county around every school every morning when the kids are coming in, guess what? This happened a little after 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
So they were already in school. If this
Doors were
person,
locked.
I'm surprised this person was bent on suicide, as was according to her writings earlier that day or the day before, whenever, and published and sent to others. That's when action should have been taken. The woman, other person that Hale sent a message to, you're going to read about me in the news later today. Well, that right there is a clue in saying, suicide is the answer. That's a clue, y'all.
And if she maybe picked up the phone and called local law enforcement and
Dial
say,
911 and
dial
here's what this
911.
person is doing. Oh, they would have responded.
Yes, yes.
Given this day and time, they would have all been on it.
They may not have gotten there in time enough to prevent this, because I would
Oh, yeah, they
imagine
would.
they'd have to go. Well, did she say in her manifesto what school she was going to?
I don't know, but
Yes.
put somebody at every school.
True.
That's the first thing you do is lock down the schools.
I mean, we'll take more precautions, and then something else will happen, and then we learn by that and take more precautions.
Well,
But
you just move that to another location.
that's right.
Sooner or later, you can move it into the ocean and away from us.
Yep.
If you do it right, you can move it and keep moving it and keep moving it. Yes, they will continue to do whatever. And if you take all their guns away, they're still going to find something else. You can make bombs. McVeigh and company. Look at them. Some fertilizer and some kerosene.
Right.
Duh. Come on. Any dummy can read how to make a bomb. The Anarchist Cookbook, versions 1 and 2, and there may be more.
No.
It's all over the place. If you've got half of a brain, you can do it. It's
Telling you, we need to come to Jesus.
We do. We also need to have something in our mental health issues. The state of North Carolina overturned the governor's veto yesterday. The House did. The
How'd that feel,
Senate had
Cooper?
already done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not in favor or not in. I don't support it. I don't support it either way. It's okay because it meant nothing.
Right.
But it did mean something. They overturned the pistol purchase permit requirement. Sheriffs in North Carolina they had the last say before a person could get a handgun purchase permit. Now, there's a difference between that and a conceal and carry permit. All right?
That's correct.
So we'll deal with that differently. The pistol purchase permit costs you $5 per permit. You go in, you fill out some paperwork. The sheriff does a little background check on you to see what you've got locally. And then he gives you a little written piece of paper. You can go buy a gun, a handgun, not a gun, or just a handgun. You take it to your licensed federal firearm licensed dealer, and you give it to them. You pick out your gun, and you buy your gun. Okay, you're done.
But you have to fill out paperwork there.
But
don't
there,
you?
you still have to fill
That's
out
right.
paperwork, and a more extensive background check is done on you
Mhm.
for your entire nationwide search of your criminal history. They're doing a criminal background check. There's nothing in there about being a nut, except
Yeah.
what the piece of the federal firearms requirement that you fill out this piece of paper and check. No, I'm not a nut. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a. You can lie on that,
True.
and you can rest assured.
They're going to lie.
A big chunk. If you're a bad person, you're going to lie. And that's for a handgun, a pistol, a shotgun, or a rifle. You have to fill out the same form. And then for the handguns, for all of it, the gun dealer runs a background check. Done. What that does not cover, and this is where I'm on the side of many of the sheriffs who did not support this, taking this away. What that does not include is the fact that the sheriff of your county, he has access to your records. Oh, let's just say you just got arrested and bonded out for dealing drugs or for bank robbery or for assault on a female or for beating the crap out of your neighbor. Just, you got arrested. You haven't been tried, so you have no criminal record. But the sheriff has access to that information. He's not going to give you a pistol purchase permit at that time. That's not going to happen, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you can, that, and I understand for getting rid of it, because a lot of times, and in this county too, a couple of 3 sheriffs ago, he used it for political purposes.
Yes.
He was
did.
also a dictator. He said, you ain't going to get one, but
Right.
one a year.
I'm going to control this.
I'm not going to let you have but one pistol purchase permit per year.
Right.
That was nowhere in the statute.
No.
He made up his own rules. So therefore, there were bad things that some sheriffs did too. I'll give you that. So let's take a real quick break. And when we come back,
Just
we're
real
going to be,
quick.
yes.
I want to say that while we're on break, for those that are watching, I need to go under the table and replug my laptop.
Oh, you got your plugs
Yes.
unplugged?
Yeah, well, it's showing it's not charging, and so I need to check where
Okay,
I plugged
you
it in
go.
at. So don't anybody get alarmed.
Okay.
All is
So
good.
she'll still be here.
I'll
She's not
still be-
disappearing.
I'm just going to be under the table.
And then when we come back, we're also going to be talking with our friend, Michael.
Oh, yeah, good.
He's got some good stuff to talk
Yeah.
about this morning.
That's right.
You're live and local Real Talk here on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Moorhead.
Hang in there, Mike. As soon as we do weather, you're up.
You need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, and we're back. And yesterday we had a gentleman in here talking about fishing and all sorts of good stuff, and talking about Tideline Marine. I'm gonna tell you what, he mentioned a lure yesterday, and I left from here. I was not working yesterday, and he told me who bought this particular lure. And the first thing he did was he brought in a 23.5-inch trout with this brand new lure. It's hand painted, it's hand done, it's done locally.
It's a big trout.
It's a big trout. Nice trout, nice speckled trout. And I went down and I punched this guy up, the gentleman, the guy that he talked about. I found out what lure it is. Oh, you better believe
Did
it.
you buy it out?
I got one that's reserved for me when I go down today to work. I'm going to be buying that one. So
Okay.
if you don't think I'll take advantage of that opportunity, if you want to know what it is, come on down to Tideline today. I'll be there after 10, and I will share with you which ones work. Obviously, it also won the guy who made it, Pastor Dave. He won a tournament with one of his lures too. Yes, he did.
He's the man to know.
A couple of weeks ago. So
he's the friend to
you
have.
got that. Tideline Marine, your place to get to know, and the people there will share the information that's shared with them. Okay, it's not a big secret, but you come on down and you can pick out the lures yourself. They'll tell you which ones have worked, that they know are working, and I'll be happy to tell you, not a problem. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in Jacksonville. Winds today out of the northwest, about 10 knots, becoming northeasterly this afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop tomorrow. Winds out of the south 10 to 15, increasing to 15 to 20. Gust up to 25 in the afternoon. 2 to 3 footers building to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. And on Saturday, southwesterly winds 25 to 30. Seas 7 to 10 feet.
My goodness gracious. Okay, today it's going to be sunny. High near 67, light and variable winds. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 47. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 73. Winds 6 to 16 with gusts as high as 23 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 62. It's going to be windy with gusts as high as 28. Saturday, 40% chance of thunderstorms later in the day, mostly cloudy with a high near 79, breezy with winds 17 to 24, and gusts as high as 40. 40 miles per hour. Saturday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9, mostly clear with a low around 48 and sunny. It's going to be beautiful with a high near 66.
And Sunday, sunny.
Yes.
And warm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Mike McHugh, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, Rayford. How are you? The man who never sleeps, Rayford Brown. Hey, Lee, good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a conversation the other day with a Swansboro gentleman, actually a Jacksonville native. He's a general contractor and owns a roofing company out here in Swansboro. And we got to talking on many topics, and we touched on the building in downtown Jacksonville at 9 Tallman Street. I know you know it well.
USO.
The USO, yeah, and it's been, shuttered for quite some time now. But what a historical building. And, I was talking to him and I said, who owns that building? And he said, I think the Navy Department. I looked at the Onslow County tax records, and it's owned by the United States of America. That's how it's
right
on their record. It was purchased back in, believe this, October 24th, 1941.
Yep.
Got a land assessed value of $54,000 and a building assessed at $640,000.
What?
So there it sits. There it
really?
sits.
640?
Yeah, that's it. $640,000 for the building. 54.
It's a dilapidated building.
Yeah, well, it is dilapidated. But I asked this gentleman. I said, "What would it take to bring it back?" And he said, "Of course, the roof would have to be replaced.
Yep.
And everything." He said, "Probably $2 million would do it."
Oh wow!
Thinking, well, the feds own it. Yeah, wow. But the feds own it.
Yes.
And $2 million. I mean, since the time we just started talking about this, we've spent probably more than $2 million in the federal government. I would have.
Well over that.
Last year, put it in perspective. Last year, from January of 2022 to November of 2022, you want to guess how much we've spent or allocated for Ukraine?
Let's not go there.
I don't even want to think about it.
$196.8 billion.
Yeah.
$196.8 billion.
So
And
$1
the
billion
USO
is 1,000 million for those who don't know.
Right. That's right. So, I mean, I think, somebody, we need to contact Congressman Greg Murphy's office because it's a federal property, and the USO is a private entity. But nonetheless, think of the men and women who have gone through there since World War II.
Yes, the
yeah,
oldest USO.
Yeah, it's the
all the other-
oldest. It was the oldest in continuous use USO
Right.
in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, that's correct. So for that matter, just for that state, that alone it's a historic building. Just recently out here in Swansboro, the state government found several $1 million to renovate the teachers' building at Hammock Beach State Park, and that's all well and good. That too is a historic building. So I think the federal government, with our congressman's guidance, could find a couple $1 million to, appropriate for that building. And I'm with the Chamber of Commerce out here, and one of our subcommittees is the Military Affairs Committee. And I think at the next meeting next month, I'll bring it up with them to perhaps draft a letter to the congressman's office, stating, the importance of this building.
Well,
And,
Mike,
could they find a couple $1 million to bring it back to life?
Mike, is it deemed as a historical landmark?
It should be.
It should be. I'm not sure if if it's plaqued or not.
I don't think it is, but that would be worth checking into and see if we can
First,
get it.
if we can get it done
deemed.
that way, then
Yes.
things can move forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this gentleman was telling me, and Rayford, you would know because you were around back then, but there was a street from it. I think it was either an inn or a hotel where the parking lot now is to the river. Yeah, so I mean, the area was, that was a vibrant area. back in
And
the
the
day.
little house up there at the Wantlands
Yep.
Ferry and all sorts of stuff,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
so
to get it
anybody-
named historical.
Yeah. So perhaps next time, when the congressman calls it next time, perhaps broach that topic. And I think by that time, we'll have a letter drafted out here, and I'll have it in the hands of his staff.
I think we will go ahead and make an appointment with him, get him on the air. I'll send him a note about what we want to talk about, so he can maybe do some background work beforehand.
Yes.
Also, same thing with our two senators, Bud and Tillis.
Right.
We need
Oh,
to get
yes.
everybody
we
involved
need to,
in
we
this.
need to do this, Mike. We need to save that building.
I think it's a worthy project, and I think it's extremely attainable. Given the significance of the building, and we're a military town, and the USO still operates, I understand, on base.
On base,
They
yeah.
do, and at the airport, I believe.
Yeah, we can't
And
go
they
out
have
there.
a lounge. They have a beautiful lounge at the
Yeah,
airport.
they do.
Yeah. So we need to do that. So I appreciate you giving me the time to put that out there.
Anytime.
glad
and,
you brought it up.
Love you bringing it up.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm
Mike
all for
McHugh,
that.
Yeah, he's director of the chamber there in Swansboro, greater Swansboro area. Reporter. He
Yes.
still freelances. And he worked at the Daily News before it started going downhill. And, I don't want to say their Daily News is dead, because they still are in print and they're online. It's just unfortunate that it's so cut back, and it's not the Daily News that
I
we
do get an
knew.
occasional obituary from there.
Yeah. Usually a few days late, maybe. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. Rayford.
Hey, Sheriff.
This is retired Sheriff Hans
Hi,
Miller.
Hans.
Correction.
What's
First of
that?
all, the comprehensive criminal history check is also done by the sheriffs. So both at the national and the local level.
Yes.
And a lot of times the NICS system does not have access to what you said about pending court actions and string of misdemeanor that does not rise to the NICS level. So we have more information. The second thing is, by the way, every one of our elementary schools has an SRO.
Yeah,
We
I know.
got that done last year.
I know we do here, but in so many counties, so many parts of the country right now, they just started the high school, worked their way down to the middle schools, and in many places they have not got RO at the elementary school level.
And it's unfortunate that we have to have a peace officer. I call them peace officers in every school, but that's where sometimes the bad guys, because they consider it a gun-free zone, and don't get me started on that. Also, I have some good news. Today,
yes,
at 10:30, 1100, 11 o'clock, there will be a ribbon cutting. There has been a traffic problem on Creek Road for years and years
Oh,
and years
yes.
at the high school and the Queens Creek Elementary School.
Uh-huh.
We have been after DOT for about 3-4 years. You know, when Jack Bright was on the commission, he was on my side. The mayor, John Davis of Swansboro, we all got in support of that to get a new traffic light because it needs to be regulated. And a lot of times people that drop their kids off at the schools, either one of the schools, they get frustrated because the traffic is coming the other way and it doesn't stop. And it's improper to get the school resource officer out there to do traffic control.
No.
Because that keeps the, vulnerabilities in the schools itself. You know, their mission is to protect the kids in the school.
Right.
So now, today, at 10:30, 1100, there will be a ribbon cutting for a new traffic light that finally DOT got done. And I'm going to be on my way there because I was invited. But I think I really want to like to say good things to the DOT for finally, after all these years, making that happen.
Well, I'll thanks to DOT, thanks for you guys and your efforts and everything else. And I will not say what I have said before about DOT, and it takes a body count before they react.
Yes.
So I did say it anyway.
Now,
You said it anyway.
well, now what we need to do is we need to have an additional lane, a dedicated turn lane. That we have a middle lane, but the road needs to be widened because there's so much traffic coming from the Hubert, Queens Creek area, Sandridge area,
right,
and also from the Swansboro area. So it needs to be adjusted with an additional lane, but that's going to be the next vision.
Well, so the problem is they're still thinking or still acting or still using this thing as the horse and buggy lanes, the road of yesteryear. They have not done enough to take care of the increased traffic. I mean, we talk about building schools and everything because we're growing rapidly in Onslow County.
Of course.
We don't see the roads growing as fast as we're building schools.
That's a good point.
Hello?
That's a good point.
And our tax base is growing as well.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, when I was in office, I got a lot of calls from typically retired firefighters, retired LEOs, retired service members from other areas and saying, retired to. And I tell them, I said, any Swansboro, Richland, Sneeds Ferry,
Absolutely.
Hubert, anywhere, because first of all, we got a very good, I'll call it how about the people's attitude? Very good.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. And it's not, we don't have the problems that the big cities have because we have, like you said earlier, a good district attorney, good law enforcement, a good trained law enforcement. I'm so proud of our Onslow County Sheriff's Office. The attitude and the way we treat people, obviously I'm not in office anymore, but Chris Thomas is keeping that going in the right direction.
He is.
Yes,
He's doing a wonderful job.
And just news, DOT will be replacing the Queens Creek Bridge in 2025.
Oh, that's a
Mike
move.
just sent us a
It's a
message.
move in the right
yes.
direction.
That's good. What a mess that's going
And
to be.
hopefully what they will do is not shut down all the traffic because, that would be very hard to do a T-tour all the way around. But maybe what they can do is just widen the roadway, build the beginning bridge on one side or the other, and then do it step by step.
Yep. Best way to do it.
That's DOT doing something sensible. I don't know.
Yeah, they've done it before.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, because that.
Well, I just want to say good things about John Davis, the mayor of Swansboro. He was on my team, and Jack Davis as well. And we finally got it done. We got a rib cutting today.
There you go.
That's awesome.
All
Take
right.
some
I think
pictures.
the people will be pleased.
You riding your bike?
Probably not, because I probably have to present in a certain way. So
Yeah. So
probably can take my Jeep.
there you go. Take that good old Jeep. There-
Yes.
Hey, I don't know
Be a
whether
patriot.
I don't know whether you heard it earlier, my fellow ham, but I got Kuwait and United Arab Emirate yesterday, back to back.
I heard, and I also heard you on the repeater this morning, but I was in the middle of doing the workout.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our local good friend. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Later.
No, later. If you're live and local, Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Now that the grass is growing, it's going to need mowing. Wallace Outdoor Power Products, 1321 North Norwood Street, downtown Wallace, does expert mower repair in addition to being an authorized Cup Cadet dealer. Wallace Outdoor Power Products carries a full line of battery-operated DeWalt tools, including blowers, chainsaws, power drills, and many other power tools, completely cordless. In addition to Wallace Outdoor Power Products, RW Auto Repair Service at the same location can help with better gas mileage by keeping your vehicles in top running condition. Wallace Outdoor Power Products and RW Auto Repair, 1321 North Norwood Street, Wallace. Phone 910-285-5030. Owner Richard Williams looks forward to serving you this spring with expert mower and auto repair service.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
After a long day, who wants to spend time in the kitchen? Let the Burrow Restaurant simplify your life and do the cooking for you. Family dinners that will please even the pickiest palate. Place your to-go order at the Burrow's Facebook page. Tell us if there's a special pickup time or any other instructions, and we'll take care of the rest. And craft cocktails to go. Restrictions apply. Ask for details. Simplify your life with help from the Burrow Restaurant, 109 Front Street in historic downtown Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 W.
I don't want to tell. I know we're going to talk about our visitor today, but I also want to say something about both the Topsail Times. If you want a copy of that, the latest will be at Tideline Marine today. That's one of the drop-off points here. So Dorothy's coming in today to bring a copy, the new copies, and it'll be on
bring
the
us one
thing.
tomorrow.
Oh, I'll have it. And then also the Burrow Restaurant.
Oh.
I'm making reservations there for 2 weeks from tomorrow night.
Okay, I know why.
Uh-huh.
I know why.
But anyway,
That's
I'm
good.
going to be down there 2 weeks from tomorrow night.
Yes.
And I may stay all night. I may stay for breakfast.
Which depends how much they can keep cooking for you.
Well, Randy will cook and he cook. I mean,
You'll be eating the whole house.
that place is the bomb.
Do they make cake?
I don't want any cake. I'm sure Randy he does desserts, but I don't want any cake. I don't need any cake.
Mm.
But anyway, the one thing that I would love to be able to get, and I'm gonna see if maybe I can order it in advance, would be to go get some meatballs. They're not meat. They're what do you call the eggplant meatballs?
Yes, egg
And
parmesan.
That's
Yeah.
not parmesan. It's just eggplant meatballs that he
Right.
makes at his other restaurant across the street there, the El Signa. They do those for appetizers.
Yes, you've talked about
I want to
those,
get.
which
I'd
just
like to
made
get
me hungry.
those and bring them over to the Burrow so I can have those along with my expanded dinner that's going to put on. So I got to go on a diet again, between now and then, lose some more.
I do too, just listening to this.
Oh,
Sounds so good.
maybe I could get those. Wonder if I could freeze those meatballs.
Sure you
Get a couple
could.
dozen of them and put them in the freezer.
Yeah,
I got to
you
talk to
could.
Randy about
Yeah,
that
there
because
you
that would be a
go.
great idea. Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
that
tell
would
you
be.
what.
Either that or get that secret recipe.
I don't even want it. I don't even want to try it. I will not compete with Randy on that one. I will tell you right now. I just won't even go there. Now, yesterday we had Brian Saunders on here.
Yes, we did.
He's heading up along with a group of individuals. They put on was it 5? I think redfish and trout
Yes.
tournaments this year.
The
Okay.
redfish.
One's coming up in about a
Yes.
month. So they
And
were
he was looking for
looking for
sponsors.
some sponsors. They had one of the primaries dropped out because they went out of business. The owner
Right.
had died
Right.
of another place, but he sent you a note.
Yes, he did. He commented on our Facebook. I'll read it for you. Good morning, guys. I'm so excited to announce we secured a title sponsor yesterday.
Yay.
A group of anglers who want to remain unknown, calling themselves Anglers for Todd, called me yesterday after the show and committed to be our title sponsor. He said, "Thank you, Jesus."
Yeah,
I
very
think
good.
that's awesome. That is
And
awesome.
glad for the guys who are listening, and we do appreciate you listening
Yes, we
too.
do. Thank you so
that's
much.
a really
Yes.
cool thing, and
Yes.
good for stepping up to the plate.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
Todd
And
that
this
he's
is so,
talking about, Todd Willis, ran a bait and tackle shop over there, and he passed away last year.
oh, well,
Yeah.
what a great way to honor his
Yep,
memory.
got that.
Now you give me chills. Huh, that's awesome. Very nice.
Sad
Very
news: a
nice.
teenage girl dead, one dead, another charged with murder. Happened last Sunday in a small town at a mall in Ohio. The two were
Oh.
fighting. One pulled a knife and stabbed the other. The dead girl was 17. The accused killer is 18. Brianna Barazzini was released on a $750,000 bond following her arrest. It happened in East Columbus. Attorneys argue she acted in self-defense. That will be their defense when it gets to trial. Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall. This is disturbing. Says China's escalation of its nuclear arsenal is the most disturbing thing he's seen in his 50-year career in the military and the Defense Department. He added that China's development into a top-level nuclear power is a major issue and is a concern to all of us, all of the world.
What have we been saying?
Kendall is encouraging the United States to start communications with Russia and China in hopes of de-escalating rising tempers to prevent a nuclear war. One that I might add will have nothing but losers. If there's a nuclear war, there will be no winners. Everybody will lose.
Have you got your bomb shelter built yet?
Not yet. China announced that it is increasing its stockpile of nuclear warheads to 1,500 by 2035. That's enough crap to ensure the end of this world.
I would say so, yes. John,
Look what we did in Hiroshima with something that was about 1/10 of what one of these warheads is.
it took a lot of lives.
Look at that. Look at oh my God, look at how long it took to rebuild to get that place up and operating again and thriving now. But that's been, what, 75 years ago, 78 years ago?
I'm telling you, it's coming to something. It's coming to something.
Why
soon.
is China deciding? Because they're long-term planners. There are so many countries like China. They don't plan for the current regime because Xi Jinping probably ain't going to be there in 2035, but they're making plans for the future.
I'm telling you, we need to take out some of these people.
We need to play. There ain't world peace going to happen, but we can play nice.
It's true.
And we need to get out there and start playing
It's
nice.
true.
You're live. Oh, you got a visitor at the door. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Half-cut bone-in strip loin is only $8.99 a pound. London broil, $3.79 a pound. Cured beef steak, $4.79 a pound. Whole fresh picnic, just 99 cents a pound. Baby back pork ribs, $1.99 a pound. A jumbo pack of thighs of drumsticks is only 99 cents a pound, and 10 pounds or more of fresh ground beef is only $2.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest of certified Angus beef and Sanders' Farm chicken. Over in produce, Florida strawberries are only $2.99 a pound. Extra large white, red, or black seedless grapes, just $1.99 a pound. Beef steak tomatoes, large, just $1.79 a pound. You get a 5-pound bag of red or Yukon Gold potatoes for just $3.99. Crisp green cabbage is only 79 cents a pound, and zucchini or yellow squash is just $1.99 a pound. And you get 3 12-packs of Coca Sprites for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, save big with the pig.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well, lots of accolades coming towards the Nashville Police Department and 2 of the officers there, especially, but the whole department responded on Monday in the most heroic thing I've seen in a long time, and it certainly derails the comments that Uvalde police chief, ex-police chief, and others have made. These 2 guys, they charged in. Well, not just 2 of them, a bunch of them charged in. These were the 2 that chose. They weren't chosen. They were just there. They didn't wait for command people to come in.
No.
They didn't wait for a chief without a radio. They didn't ask for permission. They just went in and did what they had to do, what they were trained to do, what they practiced doing. It's like Hans Miller said, retired sheriff here. It's like Sheriff Chris has said, he's told us, we train in the schools.
Yes.
The police chief, they all get together and they train at the schools when they're closed, of course, but they plan on bad things happening. They hope they don't, but they hope that they plan on, if they do, this is what we will do. I will guarantee you they're training to do exactly the same thing that the Nashville cops did. Those guys are heroes, and they're going to be awarded as such. There's no doubt about it. Even the media, the normally ridiculous, radical left media, has come out and said, hooray, you did what had to be done.
Yes. They released the body cams right
Yeah,
away.
I know that, which is unusual.
Which was very
Extremely
unusual. And it showed those officers just like coming straight into that building,
Yep.
giving the orders, marching up the stairs, and went
running
right for
up
the
the
shooter.
stairs.
Right for the shooter.
They did not hesitate. They charged straight into that
Yes,
war
they
zone.
did.
And they did what every good cop should be doing. And every department that does not train like that outside of Onslow County need to be training just like that.
And I think they saved lives by
Oh,
just
absolutely.
going right in there and doing what they did.
The kids had been evacuated. They had already removed everybody there. They had safeguarded that. They had a bunch of cops inside that school all over the place. You saw them as they were even running up the stairs. There were other police officers there to make sure that everything was done. But that team went from room to room to room to room to room.
Yes, they
and
did.
then when they heard the gunfire coming from upstairs, there we go. And she was shooting at police cars. There were cars that were hit, windshields that were shattered.
As they drove in the parking
police.
lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they confronted, she fired, they were turned, and she's dead.
Yes.
And they fired until she was dead.
That's right. Well,
And
she knew it was coming.
well, she planned on it.
Yes, she had planned on it.
I don't understand her wearing body armor.
I think it was just part of her part of her outfit. I don't
Masculinity?
know. Yeah, probably. You know, she had camo pants
Yeah.
on. You
Wore a
noticed
ball cap
that?
backwards.
Yes. Yes. It's just, it's just tragic. Tragic. And those children sitting in a school classroom, innocent children,
Yep.
their lives taken away from them. And then people want to make this all political, make it all woke, make it all about guns. I mean, no, we have issues, we have problems.
We have other issues.
That's right.
And it's just like I said, all of these other guys, they didn't even have, but blaming it all on video games or TV or whatever, or guns. I read you the instances
Yes,
in
you
the
did.
past.
Yes.
If you don't think there were signs that this guy Kehoe back in 1927 was going to do something bad, there were signs.
That's correct.
Nobody
Yes.
did anything about it. They all described him as being a nut job, radical and whatever. But did anybody get serious about it?
Well, maybe they thought it was something that he was just crazy. He was just different. I don't know.
I don't know. I do know that in the case of guns, we need to make it really tough for bad people to purchase legally or illegally or own guns.
Okay, that's a good point, but how do you do it?
I don't know. If I knew that, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be taking care of the
Sure.
problem.
All right.
I don't have a solution, but there are a lot smarter people out there than me. We've got a lot smarter people here in Onslow County that could come together. And just the idea of, no, let's talk about getting rid of the guns. No, let's talk about getting control of the idiots. There we go. I got the sign on the wall over there. Ban idiots, not guns. I've had it for a long time.
Well, I like the one that you have hanging up that says, "We don't call 911," with a shell casing hanging from it.
Well, that's just an us and thing.
Yes, that's
just
fun.
venting
Right.
from time to time. But we really, it's not about good people having guns. I don't care if you've got a fully automatic Thompson submachine gun in your car. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
It bothers me that some of these people out there can own a BB gun. All right.
Sure.
But we need to control who can buy this stuff or who can own it or possess it. And we also need to stop the illegal sales. The illegal sales of guns has got to be stopped. Now, a lot of the illegal sales of guns are guns that are stolen from people like me that other people steal and then go out and sell or trade
Well,
for
once
dope.
again, how do you stop it?
You enforce the laws.
I think we need tougher laws.
Harshly.
We need.
But you also,
Harsh.
when you get these people, and got this person,
Right.
in my case, they got him quickly.
Or are you satisfied with the
2
punishment he received?
years it took to get him, to get him
Right.
to in front of a judge. Yes, we
2
had
years.
COVID. Suspended sentence.
Yes. See,
Multiple violations.
we need harsher penalties. I think we need to
I'll
start.
be a good little boy. His mama said, he'll be a good little boy.
Well.
Bull.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting because he will have to do the time if he gets caught something, and I'm following every move he makes.
Right.
You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. There are deaths reported in an Army helicopter crash during a training mission in Kentucky.
We did see inside of an ambulance, and there was an American flag draped over what is believed to be a person that died in this crash. We are in Cadiz, Kentucky, about 40 miles from Fort Campbell, where these Black Hawk helicopters came from.
UCTV's Sydney Snow. The 3 children and 3 adults killed in Monday's elementary school shooting in Nashville are remembered at a candlelight vigil attended by First Lady Jill Biden. Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
Nashville Mayor John Cooper telling parents and friends of the victims they are not alone in their grief.
I lift my voice up into Nashville, Tennessee.
Cheryl Crow, one of 3 performers, Crow singing a version of her track, I Shall Believe.
I shall believe.
The FBI and Nashville police are analyzing writing the shooter left behind, trying to determine a possible motive. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
All right, we're back, and we're awaiting the arrival of Chris Rayner, host of Sports Talk every Friday here on WSME.
And you know what today is?
It's Thursday.
It's the first day of baseball season.
Yep.
All 30 major league teams
Oh, wow.
will be playing today. All of them.
How are you going to watch all of them?
You can't. It's impossible.
Well, you can try. Whatever's.
And then we've got somebody that's a graduate of ECU that's playing with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
St. Louis.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah. Burleson. I was just waiting to let Chris tell us all about it.
Mm-hmm. No. We'll hear more about that.
Speaking of
former President Donald Trump, he has expanded his lead in the Republican primary race. Joe Biden continues to face uncertainty among Democrat primary voters. That's according to the latest polling from Fox News. Republican primary voters read a list of 15 announced and potential candidates for the nomination next year. The survey released yesterday finds Trump has doubled his lead since February and is up by 30 points over Ron DeSantis, 54-24. Whoa.
Well, it's still early.
Oh, it's
There's
still
gonna be
early.
other people.
And this is not an official poll. This is Fox News people, okay? And the Fox News viewers, the supporters, and all that, they take a poll. They're going to take, you don't know what direction they're going to go.
There'll be a lot of polls.
Yeah.
There could be a poll put out today saying Biden's the best president ever. It depends on who does the poll.
I can ask you the question. I can ask you all sorts of questions and paint you into all sorts of corners. Not
That's
a
right.
problem.
Yeah.
Chris Rayner, when was the last time you were doing a pole dance?
Wow. Out on the water, probably my fishing pole.
There you go. Thank
Dancing,
you.
holding that pole in my hand, catching that big
Absolutely.
fish.
Oh, absolutely. What kind of big fish you like to catch?
Whatever big fish will get on that hook. We're more inside bottom fishers. We're not.
Are you?
Deep sea outside. In fact, I've never been outside.
You need to take them.
I know.
Oh,
That's a crime.
Captain
right there.
Roy Jarman keeps saying he's going to take me and wants to take me, but I don't know.
That's a crime.
I've seen The Perfect Storm, a lot of movies that,
Don't let it scare you.
So if we get out there and catch all these fish and there's a hurricane between us coming, we're going to stay and wait out the hurricane. Though,
We're
right?
going to go somewhere else.
Okay, that'll work.
Actually, coming back in from offshore, sometimes I have seen the storm ahead, and we'll get a bearing of which direction it's going. I may go in at Masonboro. I've been in other places. If it's between me and New River Inlet coming in, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
I can go to Beaufort. I can go to Moorhead. To Wilmington.
They can get rough
Virginia
on the
Beach.
seas quickly.
They can. But,
And by the way, what was that poll you were talking about? Biden is the greatest president ever. What publication was that in? I know that was fictitious, but I can only imagine what publication put that out.
That was the Pelosi poll.
oh, I wonder if she's ever done a pole dance.
Oh my gosh! Just the
Uh.
just the thought of
Ouch.
it. Ask her husband. I'm sure he has.
What did she do? Fly her broom up to it and then jump on
There
it?
you go.
Yeah.
She's done
Okay,
broom
we have to
dance a few
stop.
times.
Sorry.
We were just discussing what today was.
It's first day of baseball.
See, there you go.
I was listening on the radio.
Oh,
Well, he knew it anyway before that.
yeah, I'm sure.
How many teams
I
are
was
there?
excited.
32, I think. Not sure, to be honest with you. Baseball is not,
30.
or professional baseball is not my, I like it and I watch it some, especially late season. But man, the season just grinds on the whole year. It'd be
An
different if you had
American.
one here you could go to a lot.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Wood Ducks games, but I'm still a Braves fan, obviously. I mean, down here, you had or Turner Network Television, where it was called TBS back in the day.
Yes.
It was, they were
It
America's
was-
team because they were on every day. If there was
Everybody was
nothing else to watch
huge.
at night, there was a Braves game. on.
Everybody
that's for sure.
in the South at one time was a huge Braves fan.
The
I've always been a Yankees fan.
I like the stadium. I like the team in Moorhead. I've been over there 3 times anyway.
The Marlins.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to that one yet.
You
I'll try that
haven't?
one.
We need to get
Big Rock
together.
Stadium.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I heard it's nice.
It is absolutely
We need to
gorgeous.
call
Financed
Buddy.
by the Big Rock tournament,
Get some
the
tickets.
Marlin tournament. We can get some tickets.
Buddy, if you're listening.
Let's do it.
Let's just get a bunch of us and take a ride over there.
I'm down with it.
Oh, I'm down.
There's
with
a
that
seafood
too.
restaurant or two we could probably eat at on the way.
Oh, I know. We'd stop in Swansboro and do the Borough on the way over.
That'll
Save
work.
room
That-
for
that-
stadium
so-
hot dogs.
Hit that Onslow County seafood.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So you got some good stuff there. But anyway,
Well, on the way in, you were talking about the whole criminal justice system, slaps on the wrist.
okay, now
Believe
let's
me,
give a little credentials
That's right.
for your credentials here. Other
probation
than,
parole officer for 23 years, chief over probation parole for the last 7 or 8 or so.
Yeah.
It all ran together.
Yeah.
It's like once you become 21, you forget how old you are. You know what I'm saying? Not believe the frustration a probation officer goes through
Oh, I
during
do.
the course of the day.
I
You'll
would.
tromp around after these folks for a year or two at a time, knowing every move, everything they've done. You present it in court, and 2 people, the defense attorney and a judge that have seen them for 5 minutes, flip the script to make it where they're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yep.
when you take somebody in for probation or parole violation, all right, they've done something.
And hold on, let me back up.
Okay.
Not all judges.
I understand.
There are a lot of great judges out there that listen to the facts, but there are some liberal judges that just are going to put anybody else out on the
That's
street.
why
no
we
matter what.
say when you're coming time to vote, do your homework.
Exactly.
Please do your homework.
Judges are
Now,
important.
a guy like me, I arrest a dude, take him before the judge, and think that okay, he's going to do 2-3 years anyway here, not a problem, right? 2-3 years? No, suspended sentence, place you on probation for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Now, if you do anything during that period of time, you got to report to your probation officer. But if you do anything during that period of time, you're going to have to do that time and whatever you did. You have to do the time that you suspended your sentence for.
Well, now that,
But in
that grid is set out by
reality-
law, though.
Uh-huh.
That what they get, the actual sentence they get is set out by law. Whether or not they get an intermediate punishment, which is probation,
Right.
or get an active sentence.
Well, I understand
And
that.
there's very few areas where they can get either or.
Yeah. But if they give you a suspended sentence,
right,
that's suspended on the condition that you behave yourself.
Right. That's your second chance.
Now, if you don't behave yourself and then you go and say get arrested again, then that probation officer gets involved too.
Right. You see, things like repeated drug use. You
Yes.
see other crimes that are committed. People that are threatened by them that you have, sworn statements in court, things like that. Things that, you would think would, make them serve their active sentence, and they're put right back out sometimes.
Yeah.
And once again, not all judges. There's some great judges. Most of them are.
Yeah.
You just have a handful that are a little
But
more
the-
liberal than what I
but
prefer.
in cases like that, defense attorney's judge shop.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
No doubt.
they know what judge to
If
get.
the hanging judge is in town,
No,
all
no,
of a
no.
sudden I'm on leave. Let's get a
There you
continuance.
go. So I know how that works. You know how it works.
yeah.
So my solution for anybody who's even out on bail, especially these guys who like to break into places, right?
Right.
They take part of your condition of your sentence is you're going to have to pay for an ankle bracelet, and you can't take it off. Now that's just while you're out on bail. You haven't been convicted of anything,
Right.
but I want to make sure you're not. And every morning, the detectives, when they come in and go to work, and they have reports of a B&E at this location or this location, breaking in here or there, wherever. Then the first thing they do is they go check to see where these individuals
Right.
were.
We've done that many times, matched up areas.
Yeah.
Where the bracelets were, things to try and
Yeah.
see if you can put somebody there at that scene,
Yeah.
Help out. Law enforcement agencies work so good together now. It used to be very territorial.
It was.
And
Yep.
it still is in some places, but for the most part, Onslow County, like you were talking about the active shooter training.
Oh,
we were
God.
part of that. Everybody was part of that. You get there now, and so many lessons were learned from the Texas shooting. So many lessons were learned to not wait. Go, you hear the gunfire, you go towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not been put in that position, thank God. But I would hope that I'd rather die trying than to hear kids getting shot and not try.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way you have
Well,
the mentality. You have to have.
charging up against bad people, you take them off guard. They
Right.
don't expect you to do it.
And that's the case in this last
you
one. They
are
had no
always,
idea they were right there.
and you are always better trained than they are. They may have the element of surprise on their side until you start after them.
Right.
and therefore their accuracy also goes away.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, for the most part, they're not trained
No,
to be, that kind of shot that law enforcement is.
that's right. And this Nashville stuff, I don't know whether you saw the body cam footage yet or not. It was amazing. That looked like a training exercise.
And the
gone
thing that
perfect.
struck me is that school did such a great job coordinating the evacuation of the classrooms.
did.
As you went in, I was wondering where the kids were. I didn't know at the time. I thought they were sheltering in another room or something, but they were gone.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I'm wondering, with all that great stuff they did, why was there no armed security there? That the way this shooter entered by having to shoot out of glass, that took a little time. That armed security possibly could have stopped that entrance. I know if we had an SRO here, they would run right towards that and possibly stop them from even gaining entry.
It's an elementary Christian school. They didn't have SRO.
Right. They don't have.
We do in Onslow County.
But they also have a lot of money that probably,
guaranteed. Nashville has got tons of money.
I think a school like that, especially if your kids are paid to go there, the parents are paying, there's probably some funds.
I imagine they're already taking applications.
But other than that, they did a great job.
Yeah,
Otherwise, that was a very coordinated school. You can tell they practiced that before.
Yeah. That was not an accident. They just that wasn't just luck. That was
impressive.
The way they did it.
Once the actual law enforcement got there, man, they did everything they're supposed to. 14 minutes from the time the call came in,
it was done.
And it was done.
Yep.
And it takes longer to get from coming here each morning. That's why I'm late this morning. I do have a bone to pick with that. Our fabulous bypass, which I love, because the city of Jacksonville couldn't handle that traffic anymore.
Not anymore.
Remember the old days, the Gas
God,
McDonald's area, the gauntlet, the funnel.
I got
Can you
caught in
imagine
that
everybody
traffic.
coming through here there now? So the bypass serves its purpose for that, but it takes you longer to go the 3 traffic lights on 17 North than it does to go the entire bypass.
It does.
What kind of bypass ends at a traffic light? Both ends of it, the 17 South and 17 North, your bypass ends at traffic lights.
That's right, it does.
Eventually, hopefully, they'll get that fixed.
I think that bypass ought to continue out beyond where it ends now too. There and have to get back on Western
past
at a
Wolf
very
Swamp,
place.
that area,
Yeah, it just needs to go and go.
I think that creation of the intersection right there at 17 South at the bypass, one at 53, 24, 17.
Well, they're
That's a
working on that.
nightmare.
They're
That
getting
is
ready
a
to make that one where it's
nightmare.
all controlled access instead of, having to come to stoplights.
It is terrible.
That lady that was running or something from law enforcement, just something a miss, just barreled through that intersection 3 or 4 years ago and hit that car head on. And
Yeah, it was
it's just
terrible.
A high speed intersection. It's a
And
bad
that's
place.
not
Yes,
the
it
first one there.
All right, coming up tomorrow on Sports Talk. What you got?
We got the sports guru in Eastern North Carolina, Brian North.
Okay.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Brian has forgot more stuff about sports than I know.
No.
So yeah,
from WCTI.
He is so impressive when you from Channel 12.
I watch him every
the
morning.
Fox Channel 2 they have.
Yeah,
when you get him at any event, like he used to do the MC the beginning of the jamboree, like the coaches meeting that week, the football jamboree, and he has no notes. He just knows the coaches,
You should do it from
knows
here.
the teams. Yeah, he's awesome.
You should do it from here so we can sit with you.
Well, Tim's coming in too, so we already have another one. Tim, I mean, I guess we could.
Yeah,
I'll talk to Hollywood and see.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. If you want to
Definitely listen
I would
though,
stay-
and call
Oh,
in
I
if you have
always
any
listen.
questions, or just come out of the station
I
and
got
hang out with us.
matter of fact, I got to come in tomorrow sometime, so I may just come in as soon as we get off here.
So you can sit here and you got like a bird's eye view because you hear it as it's happening.
I
Yep,
listen
no
to
delay.
him every morning as I'm getting ready to come here.
And
He
this
makes
I
me
love
laugh.
being able to get on the air and pick my bones, and I'm gonna pick another bone here.
Okay.
I don't understand why, but when Charter and Spectrum and all that combined, we were under the old Holly Ridge area. Holly Ridge and Richlands, which used to be Charter.
Yeah.
We still are. So we have a different channel guide than what you guys have, even though it's the same thing now.
Why do you have a what? Nah.
What is your what is your ESPN channel?
I don't know.
Mine
Ours is 32. Yours is like 51 or something.
Yeah.
So that part's that's minor, but it's still aggravating because you're talking to your buddy. Said, "Hey man, you check out the hockey game. What channel's it on?" I don't know because you're in a different area than I am.
Yeah.
Even though you're in the same cable. Here's my bone I have to pick.
Wow, I didn't
There's
know
a
that.
channel called Valley Sports South, channel 34. It will show you that there's a Braves game coming on, and it's never on.
Really?
Because you guys will have it, but our part of Spectrum won't. It's all Spectrum. Why can't we get on the same page?
See, 34 on my spectrum, I think, is Animal Planet.
Your Valley Sports South was like 72 or 73, something like that. So it's just two different cable guys. I don't understand why they can't come out at one. That part is minor compared to what my original point was. You guys have the Fox 8 channel out of Moorhead that has Brian North and the local stuff.
And you got the one out of
Ours
Wilmington.
is out of Wilmington.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would much rather have the one up here where we could, Onslow County News, because they're still plugging along after 7 o'clock when I'm sitting there watching the liberal Good Morning America. So I'd much rather be able to switch over to that.
I got a way. My wife can show you.
Is it something you can do on this computer here? Because you have the setup here. I think you can fix my cable from here, probably.
I can fix after the show. I'll introduce you to something that will give you more sports than your eyes
Let
can
him
handle.
show you what
Really?
he has.
Oh yes.
And I've been trying for months now to get it.
For $25 a month, you don't even have a cable bill.
Wow.
Any
you have
channel
internet, and that's
in
it.
the world.
It's so funny how you'll hear these things that people know about, but you don't know until you hear them, like Pluto TV. Have you heard of that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, totally free old TV shows. There's an Andy Griffith channel,
When do you
24/7.
have time?
Pluto?
No, when do you
Because-
have time?
Oh, in the
You're
evening.
always doing
In the evening,
sports.
Mayberry is my compression.
Oh,
If there's
I
nothing
love
else
Mayberry.
on, I'll flip to
I
30
wanna
minutes of
go there.
Mayberry,
I can understand that.
and
I
it
wanna
takes you
go
back and you calm right down.
I've done that a lot on TV Land. Get up early morning.
But TV Land, they kill it with commercials, and then you're sitting in the middle of trying to watch Mayberry, and you have a commercial for RuPaul's Drag Race, and that just so
It doesn't fit the narrative, does it?
Pluto has totally uncut episodes. They do have commercials, but there's no. I don't know if you noticed that with the TV Land and some of the other channels like that, the Viacom channels, they're all intertwined with all kinds of funky stuff.
Again, wait till you see what I can offer you.
Okay.
Not me, but what I can
when I
send you in the
saw
right
it-
The
direction.
Rayford Cable Company.
It's not mine,
I'm still.
but it's my computer
I gotta talk to
guru.
Robbie.
And my
She's-
computer guru turned us on to it.
Oh my
Guru.
gosh!
I got a
Chris,
computer guy who handles things.
Okay,
You'll probably never leave here.
I'm
After.
very interested.
Oh, you should see it.
It works wonders.
Got a hockey game in Switzerland you want to watch?
Not really.
If
Well,
they're,
it-
if
Not
they're
unless the United States
broadcasting
is
it,
playing.
you can watch it.
If you wanted to watch it live, you can do that
I'm down with it. We'll see.
anywhere in the world.
You will never leave the house.
You won't need to.
You can only
I
watch
said.
so much sports, though.
I know that. So
And I've learned as I've gotten
maybe.
older. I used to watch sports, just everything, but as I've gotten older, if it's not one of my teams or the United States playing,
understand.
you're becoming more selective.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's take a quick break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Sports Talk's very own Chris Rayner's in the house with us. You got a question for him? Give us a ringy-ding, 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
On the next Goddard's Gold, it's artists that never had a #1 hit. Yeah, never hit the top. And it's going to surprise you. Bob Dylan never had a #1 hit. Badfinger never had a #1 hit. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Jackie Wilson. More coming up on the next Gold.
Saturdays, 11 till 2 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997. Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with a time, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Sneeze Ferry LP Gas, 777 Highway 210, Sneeze Ferry takes this time to thank those that serve for our most prized possession, our freedom. Sneeze Ferry LP Gas offers complete LP gas service for both residential and commercial needs. They feature gas fireplaces, heating appliances, gas accessories, gas water heaters, routed deliveries, budget payment plans available, and grill cylinder refills. Sneeze Ferry LP Gas sells and provides service for Renai and tankless water heaters. For all your residential and commercial LP gas sales and service needs, and for comfort and convenience, call Sneeze Ferry LP Gas, 910-327-2541. That's 910-327-2541. Once again, Sneeze Ferry LP Gas salutes those that serve us.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back live and local, and Tideline Marine, I've talked about it every day, a couple of times every day, and then in between times I talk about it too. Tideline Marine's got all the stuff that you need. If you need a boat, they got that too. Got new ones, they got used ones, and there are a couple of really good deals right now. There's also some special stuff in the store until the 31st. Stop by. If you need one of those little poles, the stick pins that you put down in the mud or the sand to keep your boat tied up so you don't drift around while you're trying to catch some big reds. You know, you don't want to drop a chain and an anchor over. It makes too much noise. And if there were big redfish there, they would be gone in a split second. So you can stick this thing down very quietly, tie up to it, and then wait for the fish to bite and bring them into your boat. Now, you can get one for free. One of you out there will tomorrow, the 31st. It's going to be a drawing tomorrow, but you got to have your name and your telephone number in the little fish bowl. Candy dish, whatever it is. Drop by today, Tideline. You don't have to buy anything. You can if you want to. You might want to get a boat to go along with that pole, though. We can help you out with that too. Tideline Marine, all the stuff that you've ever wanted for your boating and fishing. It's a good place to go. If you want to service your own motors, not a problem. It's time to go ahead and get the stuff to do it. They've got it. Get on down there. 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown. Offshore today, it's nice. Northwesterly winds only about 10 knots, becoming northeasterly in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. I would be sailing through that inlet today at about 30 knots. Not a problem. Sounds and rivers, a light chop. Winds tomorrow out of the south, 10 to 15. They'll increase in the afternoon, 15 to 20, gusts to 25. Seas 2 to 3 in the morning, getting a little bit bigger, 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Saturday, just come down to Tideline and get your stuff, because the winds will be out of the southwest, 25 to 30, seas 7 to 10 feet.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a rough Saturday. Today is going to be sunny with a high near 67 with light and variable winds. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 47. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 73. Winds 6 to 16 with gusts as high as 23. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 62. Winds 15 to 17 with gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. Saturday, 40% chance of thunderstorms later in the day, mostly cloudy with a high near 79, breezy with winds 17 to 24 and gusts as high as 40 miles per hour.
Wow.
Saturday night, a chance of showers with a low of 48, and Sunday, sunny with a high near 66.
Nice. It's going to be nice on Sunday.
Nice.
It's sunny. I've got a outdoor wedding on Sunday.
Really?
Sunday?
Shooting, yeah. So that'll be good.
Man,
Down there,
we've
Wrightsville
had
Beach.
some gully washers lately, buddy.
We have.
That's a lot of rain at one time.
Yeah, but it's helping my garden too.
Well, it's hurt some high school ball games getting postponed, so we'll schedule updates here in just a minute if you want to. I did get a text from Marisa Reeder over at the Sports Commission. They've got a big event coming up, the New River Splash Triathlon.
Yes.
Are you in there, Rayford?
No.
Okay, me either.
No.
That water's mighty cold in May.
Well, that's okay.
Back when we used to tube and
I'm
ski a
mighty
lot,
old.
we would get out there as
Come on,
early
you
as we
guys.
could. And I remember those days in May. That water was
You can
cold.
get some WSME Speedos and get out there and splash.
No Speedos.
Maybe I could get you on. We had a tube, and I got a big old boat. We could pull you. And
I love tubing out there. Now I'm talking about old school tubing with hole in the middle, handles, not the kind with the bottom. I'm talking about the one that would basically sit on that little back edge, and that's all that was touching.
I don't think you want to be sitting on this. You want to be holding on because at about 40 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well,
and
the key thing with tubing is the boat driver has to have a little bit of courtesy for you, because a boat driver can put you in the stratosphere.
I've heard stories.
Send you airborne.
Yes.
I've heard stories.
That's May 13th. They're having that. I assume that's a Saturday. Anybody can fact check that if you got to count. I'm going on this phone right here.
May 13th.
That sounds like a Saturday. Yeah, May 13th is a Saturday. So that'll be the New River Splash Triathlon for the.
We got to get Marisa in there.
Yes.
Jacksonville Sports Commission. And then, of course, we got the prep schedule has been totally revamped due to rain. Southwest and East Dublin have been trying to play since Tuesday.
Okay.
And then Tuesday night, another Gully Washer game. So it's been put off. And that's two top 10 teams in the state in baseball. So that's going to be a huge game tonight at Southwest High School around 6:30.
Oh, nice.
They'll also be playing soccer and softball at the same time. So your ticket will get you in for 3 events.
Wow.
And I think most of them are like that now, like the high school. In the spring, they're all traveling together. So,
well, how do they play baseball and soccer on the same field?
They
different times.
Baseball field is different than soccer.
I always thought they used the same. Well, that's
some
true.
places do, like Legion Stadium.
Yeah.
Whiteville, they had it like that. I believe White Oak used to back in the day, but they don't have it anymore. But some do, but yeah, they don't now.
I think White Oak put in a separate baseball.
Oh, it is
field.
separate now. I know.
Yes. I remember.
But
that.
the only thing you have to watch out for is sometimes foul balls on the soccer field, things like that. So heads up.
That confuses them.
But the baseball schedule today, you got East Dublin at Southwest. All these games start around 6:30. The Cardinals will be at J.H. Rose today. Man, they take that baseball seriously.
Cards.
So if you can go support your Cards today, make sure you do that. Richland's at Swansboro, Northside at South Central. I wonder if Northside and Jacksonville are riding the same bus since they're headed to Greenville.
Probably not.
Yes.
I don't know that would go over well.
You'd want an armed security guard on there if they do.
Yeah, one in every
partition
seat.
in the middle. Yeah.
Yes.
Lejeune at Pamlico, and then BCA. What is BCA? I don't know who that
Brunswick
is.
County something.
It's some kind of at Liberty Christian, so it's some kind of the private.
Oh, it's a
school.
Christian academy, sure.
And then in girls soccer, this is hard to read because it's off his computer. Like on a screenshot of the computer.
That's not a computer. That's a telephone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a
but
picture of
it's a screenshot from his computer.
Oh.
So you know how it kind of warps up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I know this is a phone. It's a computer too.
He doesn't like to think of a cell phone that way.
Okay. So Jackson was at Rose. So basically the same schedule for soccer. You do have White Oak at Croatan and soccer, ladies soccer. All the rest of them are the same. And then boys tennis, Jackson was at Havelock, White Oak's at Croatan, Richlands at Swansboro, Northside at New Bern, West Carteret at Dixon. Boys lacrosse, you have Topsail at Croatan and Havelock at Northside. And so the rest of them, the softball, soccer, and baseball are pretty much all together. That would be a huge matchup today at Southwest with East Duplin. Both of them are 9-1 coming in.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good baseball game.
9-1.
You got this from Chris, right?
Chris Miller. Chris Give a shout out to Daily News.
Absolutely.
Putting that stuff out
They
there.
do a great sports. I
do.
chastise them at times because of the news and whatever, but their sports has always been top notch.
Well, that's what I told you. If I wanted to score, I'd just go to his Twitter
Go
feed.
to his Twitter feed because he updates it as he goes. And
That's right.
He'll have people out there, like he'll have me at Southwest and East Duplin feeding scores.
Right.
And he'll have somebody just about everywhere. He's got a good network. And he gets it out there, and it's not his fault that things are cut down like they are.
Not at all.
He's the only one doing a job that about 3 people used to do.
Yep.
And so he busts his tail to do it. So
He's my go-to.
the papers cut back to 3 days a week now, but those 3 days have a lot of local sports in them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested in seeing the kids' names, things like that. And a lot of times they'll post it online first, so you can kind of see what's coming up. And then you tell if you want to get it, everybody wants to get the paper when their kid's name is in it,
Of course.
Yeah. So thank you, Chris Miller, for all that information on that. And like I said, him and Brian North, those are two of the the mainstays in Southeast North
Mm.
Carolina. They know just about everything.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having Brian on the show tomorrow. He was
Yeah.
on before with Phil years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know, he's moved to the mornings now.
Yes.
So it's tough to get him in. He's
Yes.
going to leave at 8 and drive
Right.
just to be with us at 9.
He'll be here.
Yeah,
he'll-
I told
yeah,
you I
he'll do
watch him
everything
every
he says.
morning.
Oh yeah. And
This
I
coffee
miss him
mug.
in the evenings though. He's great in the
Yes.
mornings, but I miss
Yeah,
him in the
know.
evenings.
especially on Fox. Yeah.
I'd rather have him on in the evenings, but he does do the morning show well. That's where I get my news or my weather or whatever. Every morning when I get up, the first thing I do is cut on TV 12.
And if you were a high school football fan, the Blitz,
Yes.
there's no comparison. I mean,
Oh, he does.
there's others that are
fantastic.
good, but they just always have been great at getting the coverage.
Well, I
before
think he
these
kind of
games.
started that
He did.
for all the stations.
Kind of got it.
Got going.
It got a
and-
little more and more each
Right.
time to where other stations were having to have their own shows to compete.
That's right.
Used to, you just saw a handful of highlights, but
Mhm.
I remember some of the games I would watch it. And you pretty much had every big play in the game, especially in the bigger games.
Down in Wilmington, when I was in WCT, we had something even dating back into the 90s called Friday Night Football.
Mhm.
And we had everybody became a sports shooter on Friday nights.
Yeah.
And they went in all the directions because they had a big coverage area there. They all went in different directions. They show some highlights
And
of
we were
every game.
We were Southwest for years because Alan Covey's
Yeah.
kids went to Southwest.
Right. Well,
So
yeah.
he would come there, watch the games, and basically video the whole game and picked out the best plays. So
Mhm.
you didn't miss hardly anything. So you get spoiled over those years. Of course, Alan's kids are gone, so
Right.
he's not there anymore. But yeah, they do great work getting all these schools in. And look at the number of schools now. We talked about that last week. Used to, you had Jacksonville and a couple others in the county.
That was
now
it.
every county has great schools.
Yeah.
So there's so many schools to get to, and they do a great job of doing it.
And well, in Onslow County, much of, not all of, but much of many of the teams compete inside Onslow County or within the adjacent
Right.
counties. Oh God! In my day, we would go to Raleigh.
Oh yeah.
Where Greenville was, that was just normal. Newbern, Elizabeth City,
Yep.
of all places.
When my dad was at Jacksonville, they would travel, like you said. That was a conference game to go
That's
up near Raleigh.
Raleigh and
Play
Lowe.
Wilson or Goldsboro. Those were conference games.
That's
They were,
right.
that was that from far away you travel.
Yeah.
Which Jacksonville's seeing that now again with that. The 3 Greenville schools are having to play.
Mhm.
But hopefully that'll next realignment change to where they'll get a little closer and not have to. You can only imagine like a Tuesday night basketball game that ends at 11 o'clock or
yeah.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you're having to
You
come
got
back on
school the
night.
next morning.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll get that worked out the next
That is
realignment.
rough.
The school board's working on redistricting. The state's working on realignment. So hopefully it'll be a better product here in a couple of years. At least for the
it'd be
the
confusing
benefit of
for
the
a year or
kids,
two.
yeah. Oh, it always is when they switch it up. You end up having something like a 1A, 2A conference where there's 6 1A schools and then 1 2A school, which is East Carteret, which is really, I don't know who came up with that.
Yeah.
That was, they must have started west, and by the time they got to
And
the
then it
Crystal
was
Coast,
like, yeah,
So-
what else are we going to do? I just can't imagine how we used to do it because my dad, I loved to go watch our games.
Mhm.
We went to most of the games. Those we couldn't get to for whatever reason, we listened to them on WJNC, play by play with
Yes.
Shelton Killam and
Yes.
Rod Jones
Oh, yeah.
were doing them.
Well, that's
back
how
in
we
those
listened
days.
to the Jacksonville game.
But it was it was a time those days,
Oh,
but it
yeah,
was
and-
fun.
And like you said, you were hanging on that every word on that radio.
Of course.
You know what was happening. They painted that picture for you.
Yeah.
That's what a good broadcaster does.
Oh, they can do it. Shelton was great at it on Dave Dunaway days.
Oh, yeah.
Before your time too.
That
But
was a little ways back.
but David was, and Shelton got carried. We weren't doing as well as we should have been doing. It was kind of like a tied game or real close to game, and I forgot who we were playing. But Shelton was doing play-by-play, and he said, "There's a handoff. Oh, Dave!" They pitch out to David Dunaway, and David was fast. He won track meets, and if he got free, you couldn't catch him. Nobody could catch him.
Off to the races.
And he was off to the races. And there he goes. Dunaway's got the ball. He's making it to the sidelines, and he's headed up. Look at that son of so-and-so run on the radio. In the days you couldn't say that.
Well, you're not supposed to say it now.
No, but sometimes it slips out.
It slides a little now. And there's some of them that have been around for years. Billy Woodward Has done Southwest games for years. And the really good ones can paint that picture. You know the score in your head as the game's going on, and they keep you up to date on things.
That's the one thing we cover high school. We cover Jacksonville High here on WSME on Friday nights, and do a early game, a pregame thing, 6:30, and then the game starts at 7:00. They used to start at 8:00. I don't.
8:00.
Yeah, now they're
back in the
7:30 was
day,
a happy medium, but 7 is tough.
Yeah, it is.
People getting off work, sometimes it's hard to get out there.
Yeah.
8:00.
Jerry Allen, does a great job.
Yes, he does.
Ashley,
I love listening to him.
Bob Warlick, they did all the
Yes.
football games this year. They did a great job.
What
There's
I like-
Hollywood man behind the scenes,
he's
directing that 3-ring circus. He's
and,
the ring man.
I've been to a number of the games. Didn't go to as many this past year for obvious reasons, but
yes,
I like to go to the games.
So you remember Eddie Colson, of course, great running on to play for UNC Tar Heels, was from Jacksonville. My dad tells me about a game, and my dad has dual citizenship. He went to Jacksonville, he lived in the Southwest area. His kids and grandkids have played at Southwest, so now he's more leaning the Southwest way. But back then, listen to those games with Eddie Colson. He told me about one game where Ray Durham ran Eddie Colson every play.
Really?
Yeah, it may have been one or two that they didn't, but it seemed like every play of the game was Eddie Colson running the ball. And I talked to Phil about it a couple times. He said he remember one like that where it was close. May not have been every exact play, but that's a lot of work, man. That's the difference in the ages, between the spread offense now and back in ground and pound like Phil and Coach Durham used to do,
Yeah. We had Andy Hewlett back in the day, in my day, and he's a kind of a short guy, and he up and down that field. That's sidelines. Don't get in his way because he didn't stay in one spot.
Oh yeah,
he was up there. He was
He'd
head
wear
coach.
it out every time he get a penalty for being on the field.
And he and Bobby Simpson, of course, was wheeling up and down the sideline.
A staple on that sideline,
yeah, it was.
Hey, we brought up earlier about Alec Burleson. He's playing for he's a former East Carolina All-American and current member of the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team.
And I was just getting ready to shift gears back to that too. You read my thoughts.
Wow.
Because I know you're a big baseball fan.
I love baseball.
And I am too. And the good thing about baseball is it's such a long season. You can tune in anytime you want to, and there's usually a baseball game on. After about 1:00 in the afternoon, somewhere there's a baseball
Somewhere
game
there's a
on.
ball game, yeah.
And then they'll replay them again too later on.
And Sports Center is great because of all the great highlights.
Yeah.
So many plays during a baseball game, so you get to pick all the good stuff out. Now you're a Yankees fan, you said.
Yes.
Bless your
My
heart.
my dad was from New York, and he was a huge Yankees fan, and that's what got me into it.
Well, that's what we used to listen to on radio, the Yankees games, and if they were on TV or when I was home, but we could listen to them on the radio at any time. I like the Yankees. But I grew up in their Mantle and Maris.
Oh yeah,
and that wartime.
That was a special time in baseball.
It was, and we went to. My dad loved to go to D.C. So we were always up in Washington. He would go from he taught us history, period, because he took my sister and me and our mom, and then we would go to all of the buildings. I went to the FBI headquarters. I went to the Smithsonian several times. That's the thing he was. But we went to the Senators game one night. The Washington Senators. They were playing New York.
Where was that at? I mean, what was the name of the park back then?
I don't know.
That's just, that's,
I don't know.
That's
I
back
was
in the heyday there.
And Maris and Mantle were both playing. That
Oh my
night.
gosh.
I'm like,
Now, I
and-
don't follow them like I used to now that Dad's gone. I mean, he used to every time the Yankees were on text
You
me.
know,
and go,
Derek Jeter retired, right?
Yes. I knew that.
and anyway, that night,
J-Lo missed out.
the Yankees were ahead at the bottom of the eighth, significantly ahead. So to beat the crowds, my dad said, "Look, we may as well just go. The Yankees got this one."
Mm-hmm.
We got up and left, and as we were leaving, the cheering began over the top of the ninth.
Oh. See, I never
Senators
leave.
came back and
Mm-mm.
whooped them.
Mm-mm.
Bad.
I never leave until it's over.
I've had a couple of games. I grew up as a Southwest fan, and I played at Southwest, and my cousin started playing with the first team that went to the state championship in '99. Well, they were dead in the water in a game against Wallace Rose Hill, second round. I mean, the playoff run was over, down by like 18 points. In the fourth quarter, 4th and 29, and Phil Padgett unfurls a double reverse halfback pass for a touchdown, and just like
then
you flip
it
the
went.
switch. Yeah. So if you leave, you never see that miracle come back.
Nope.
Now, granted, 90% of the time you're not going to see it anyway. 'Cause it's not going to happen. But that 10% miracle, you're never going to see it if you leave when things look.
That's right. I ain't
unreal.
leaving. Not again. I haven't left another
Stick
game early.
around, see what happens.
Let's take a quick break. You're live and local Real Talk. If you want to ask us a question or you want to talk with Chris in here this morning, feel free to do so. 910-333-0139. You're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and pay top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance. Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And we're back live and local Real Talk. And on the line joining us, Robin Knapp. Hey, Robin, what's up?
I don't want to hear about Florida.
Are you in Florida, Robin?
No, am I in Florida or am I from Florida?
No, you're going to talk about your Florida teams. I don't want to hear it.
No, actually, I was going to talk about baseball because, you know, you gave a shout out to the Yankees, and I'm here to tell you, go Bo Sox Nation. I mean, I'm a diehard Boston fan, and when I hear a Yankee fan get up there and start shouting for the Yankees, hey, I'm gonna have to call in and give my opinion.
That's a rival.
You two need to get together and go to a game at each stadium.
I've
Yankee
been to Yankee
Stadium and
Stadium.
Fenway.
But I went to the
Yeah,
old
I'll tell you
Yankee
what,
Stadium.
Fenway is a beautiful park. Kelly and I went there a few years ago on our way to Ireland. We stopped in Boston for a few days, and of course she knew, and she's a Boston Red Sox fan as well. She knew that I wanted to catch a game, so we spent a day walking around Boston. Went to Fenway Park. And man, let me tell you what, you talk about the hot dogs in that ballpark.
Good.
Oh my goodness.
They're good at any ballpark.
Yeah, but some are better than others.
I don't think they can rival. I don't think they can rival the Boston Frank, man. No, there's
It's
no
like a
way.
Martinsville hot dog in
I
NASCAR.
was just going to say
yeah.
Martinsville. I said.
They're just known for it, you know. And Fenway and Wrigley Field, those are two bucket list places. Yankee Stadium too.
Yes.
But Fenway and Wrigley because of their age, you know. I've been to Wrigley, but not during a game. But it's just amazing to do that little tour they have. Great place to go to.
I mean, but I had to give a shout out to the Red Sox Nation, buddy. I mean, that's just the way it is, Lee. Bo Sox Nation rule.
Robin.
They'll always rule. I just want you to know that.
Robin, I will go with you to a Boston baseball game if you first go with me to a NASCAR race.
Oh, now, whoa.
See, I can see Robin. I can see Robin digging NASCAR.
I think so. I think he'd be
The first
wearing a
time they come by
cowboy
under speed,
hat
yeah.
and a pair of cutoff blue jeans and probably a tank top.
I wouldn't mind going to NASCAR, but I wouldn't really be paying attention. I'd probably be in the infield hanging out with the local popular.
I don't know, man. When those cars come by under speed the first time,
Yes.
they come by, it's like a freight train.
Yes, you have to wear goggles. We'll go in the infield and then we'll go up to the fence, like on the back stretch when they
Makes
come
good
by.
photography, Robin. It's fun to shoot them.
Wow.
Hey, two other points too. First of all, just to bust on Lee, I'm going to let Lee know it's early. It's March, beginning of April, but Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I just want to say that out loud on the radio.
What do you think,
so
Chris?
it is a Christmas movie.
Chris.
But
Well,
on
I think
another,
Merry Christmas
on
is,
another-
and there's a good reference to Santa Claus a couple of times. And he uses Christmas wrapping paper to tape his gun to his back.
See, there you go,
So
Robin.
it's possible.
Hey, the other thing I really wanted to chime in on is I heard you talking earlier today, and I got to tell you, those people in Nashville, the police officers that were involved in that shooting, and I heard you say, 14 minutes from the time they called, they responded. But I've watched that body cam from both officers and for the Nashville Metro Police Department as they went into that building. You know what got me about those guys? And I'm law enforcement too, and I've been in situations, but these guys were calm. Their demeanor was professional. They did not hesitate. They ran toward the gunfire. They were trying to isolate where she was, and when they found out where this suspect was, they took appropriate action. And I feel for the kids and the adults that were tragically killed. That's a traumatic event, and it's always a tragedy. But the response by these officers, wow, what can I say? They were like precision clockwork. They just went in there and identified the threat and neutralized the threat. And I believe that they saved countless lives.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
By doing what they did. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Metro Nashville for what an outstanding job, what an outstanding department.
Yep. It should be people, other places need to be taking lessons.
Well, especially Uvalde. They should be listening and watching and paying attention.
And they just need to shut their mouths. No defenses out of them.
Exactly. But anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Thank you,
with
Robin.
guys.
Thank you, Robin.
Appreciate
Have a
it.
good day.
Yep, you too. Hey, Howard, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I just finished a trip up to Berghoff for the Daily News.
Berghoff.
That was fun.
Did you drop them off at the right place, Howard?
Yep, I sure did.
Good job.
And they were Maple Hill papers because the Maple Hill post office is closed.
Yeah.
I was starting to say, Howard, did I detect a Halls Run accident there? Maple Hill area.
I'm telling you, they got me going Richland, Beulahville, and what the heck's the name of that doggone town?
Chinkapin?
Oh my God.
Pink Hill?
It begins with a W. Wallace.
Wallace or Warsaw.
And then Berghoff. That's a run. 140 miles I drove last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I wanted to just mention this because I've been a Yankee hater all my life.
Oh, Howard.
I know, I broke your heart, but I had the occasion, and Robin will love this. I'm sure he knows about it, but I will clean it up. But the thing is, they have the chant when New York is in town and Boston, and they seat about 37,000 people, something like that. It's not a huge park, but about the sixth inning, the chant started. Yankees blank. Yankees blank. And the entire stadium was screaming it.
Are you sure they
And I'm
weren't
just
saying
sitting there.
Biden?
What's that? No.
Are you sure
no,
they
no,
weren't
no.
chanting Biden?
No. The only time Boston was ever supportive of New York was when 9/11 occurred.
Yeah.
Then there was a truce. But this has been going on for so many years. A lot of people feel Babe Ruth, when he was traded, that started the feud.
The curse of the Bambino.
Yeah. And Wrigley, I'm telling you, all the seats at Wrigley are concrete.
Yeah.
So you
Bring your own cushion.
And your butt gets pretty sore by the end of the game. And I remember the Brewers were playing, and they were ahead 2-0, and the Cubbies had the bases loaded in the last of the ninth, and they hit a screamer to right center field, and this guy who never did anything for the Brewers, the center fielder, dove and caught the ball backhanded with 2 outs. You could have heard a pin drop, except for me. I'm going, yes, yes. And then I realized I was in Chicago, and I shut up and sit down quickly.
Wonder you got out of town alive.
Oh, yeah. Do you know, I don't know if you guys ever went to a Cubbies game, but they don't have parking like most stadiums.
No, you take the train,
They
man.
have apartment buildings around the ballpark. And in order for you to live in an apartment, you have to sign that you will not park in the parking spot when the Cubbies are playing.
Wow.
So they all leave, and they charge. That's going back to the 90s. Bucks to park there, and they have an attendant watching your car. But then I'm thinking, you realize how much money those guys make?
Oh, yeah.
81 home games, and they'll park 40, 50 cars, maybe more, depends on the apartment building. And that's a heck of a lot of money.
Yep.
And you think they're filing taxes?
No.
Cash only, baby.
But I'll tell you what, Robin will appreciate that, because I know he knows about it if he's diehard Boston fan.
Yep.
But
Howard,
funny.
we're up against the clock here. We're up against the clock.
All right, I'm going to go then.
Thank you.
But I still love you,
run
Howard.
into the sports talk show tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
guys, thank you.
Thank you. You're live and local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Good morning, you bad, beautiful bosses. This is Carrie Cobb, your boss mortgage broker from Empire Financial, NMLS 1987537.
And good morning, beautiful people. This is Donna Riggs, your local realtor, here with LPT Realty in Onslow County and the surrounding areas of North Carolina. Your boss tip for today is to stop renting and start owning, because now is the right time to buy a home. Contact our team and let us help you approach the home buying process the boss way by building opportunities through simple solutions.
Text or call your lender today at 910-382-2188 or your realtor at 910-340-0224. Empire Financial, NMLS 2108504. Equal opportunity employer and housing lender. Visit empirefi.com for terms and conditions. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heat. And they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 The Old Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and custom threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back. We're going to wrap up this day here for the next few minutes. Chris Rayner's been our guest in the studio this morning, and as always, we do appreciate you coming in. So that's the cool
He's a
stuff.
homeboy too.
Somebody said when it comes to useless information, I don't know what that meant.
They told me I'm full of a lot of stuff, but
well, a lot of stuff if I don't really know, I make it up, but I present it in a way where it sounds like it's believable.
Oh, I heard yesterday somebody made a comment on social media that we should be called The View.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
I'm like, hey,
all your point of view.
Glad you're listening.
And like some of the statistics I know, you know that 79% of all statistics are made up on the spot,
including the one
That's
you just
right.
made up.
Right,
That's
exactly.
right.
So if you don't know it, get close. That's the best you can do.
That's right. Come on in. Be a part of the show. That's right.
And yeah, we invite all of you folks out there who would like to even come in here. If you've got something, a
Right.
story to tell or something you want to talk about, you
That's
just
right.
give us a
We
call,
don't
ring us up. We'll let you
discriminate.
come on in. This is, Chris knows we're not going to hurt you.
No, not the dog will, lick you a little bit, but
Yeah.
other than that, you're fine.
I
Yeah.
think
It's
he
a little
gave
cute.
up.
He's cute dog.
I don't know where to go. Leave
I don't know.
again.
So somewhere.
I think I don't know where he went. He might have gone out the door again.
And of course, a shameless plug again for Sports Talk tomorrow with Brian North.
Absolutely.
That'll
We
be a
do
great episode with Brian. Tim Foster will be
every-
co-hosting too. So
Okay, cool.
I'm just gonna get those two started talking, and I think I'll just go take a
Oh,
little nap.
does
Go out,
suit.
go out and sell some
That'll be
airtime
fun.
like Ashley does.
There you go.
Tim is fun.
You need to sell some airtime for us. We'll pay you.
Okay.
That's right.
We'll pay you to do it.
They're trying
Yeah.
to get me to do more. I'm more of just to get on there and blah blah blah.
Yeah, me too.
You
I can't sell ice water and you know where.
I'm not very good. at
sell
it
sand to
either.
an Arab.
There you go. That,
Working on it.
there are people that can do that. My dad could do it.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
God, I can't.
Ashley can now. He's a
Aw.
salesman.
Yeah.
Ashley's
Well, I
a
need
good
to
guy.
hire Ashley to sell for this show because we're separate as far as our ads are concerned.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was just all under SME.
No.
Because that's the only way we get any money.
I did not
It's
know
We
that.
have
ads
to
that
go
we
in there and
sell.
beg for a shirt. Just kidding. Just
So those
kidding.
folks that are out there listening, if you would like to be a sponsor,
Of this show
call 910-333-0139.
or 910-330-0222.
That's
I got it
correct.
finally. Call Lee Direct and she'll hook you up in a heartbeat.
I just hooked somebody up. Really good contract here just last month. and
We got a couple of really good ones
just
going now. 2 or 3.
Sent
four.
them a real estate customer.
Oh,
So,
good. Excellent.
You know,
And think about it. If you're listening to the show right now, so is everybody else.
That's right.
They're
That's
hearing
right.
the same commercial that you could possibly be putting out there for them.
And
Right.
we'll let you do your own commercial if you want, or we'll produce it for
I
you.
tell
It's
you,
up to you. It's
the-
like the folks from the realty company.
yeah,
Oh
Donna
my God.
Ricks and Carrie, when they came in here and did their own commercial, every time I hear it, I just smile.
Is it-
I just
Did
smile.
they get creative and just took care
Yeah,
of it? That's
they-
awesome.
Somebody said I
they
need
do
a
a good
realtor,
job.
and I said, call Donna.
And we got Topsail Times. Dorothy,
Yes,
she does
Dorothy.
her own, and so it works out well. Do your own, and you'll find out how fast the people will recognize you. Chris, I know you get them. They recognize you just from your voice wherever you go.
Well,
don't they?
and love these batting jackets. They're so comfortable. I have like 20 of them, different teams, and I just wear them because when I was finishing my career with the state, they were more like a pullover, and you kind of you'd have to have your shirt tucked under. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
So it was just my thing I like to wear, and I'll be in Sam's or something. I'll have somebody just start talking to me about the show.
Yeah.
And I have no idea, how they knew, but they know from the Facebook Live.
Right.
They see the pictures and stuff.
There you go.
So there's more people out there listening than a lot of people think.
Yep. You have no clue. We don't have any way of measuring it, except
right.
sometimes we get the whole morning will be full of calls.
Yeah, you just
depending
can't
on what
go
I
by
have to
social
say.
media.
If you hit the right subject, you'll get everybody.
Oh, they
That's
do.
right.
Anyway, okay.
Oh yeah, I know what
Sports
sparks
Talk
them.
tomorrow, right after this show, and Brian North will be there, and Tim Foster will be co-hosting, and of course
What a
Chris
great
is there.
show.
What? And I'm gonna do everything I can to run by there.
I think we should.
Yeah, I just
there's usually an extra biscuit or two also.
That's what I'm gonna
From
run
Helen.
for.
The biscuit ninja, Billy
and
Grissom.
Helen's Kitchen last week when
Yes.
our favorite guy
And Billy
out there,
brought it.
Billy brought it,
Mhm.
and Theo called it in and ordered it
It
for
took
us.
me
gave
2
us a
days
gift.
to eat all
So,
mine.
me too.
Oh, it was so much.
It was a ton of food.
And it was so good.
Yeah, delicious. I fixed some beans, some butter beans,
Especially that country ham.
and took that
Big
country
old
ham and
slice.
put it
Ooh,
in those butter
it was
beans,
like-
not lima beans, those little green butter beans. Oh
Yes.
my
That little red eye
God.
gravy coming off of it.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I didn't
Good
think
stuff.
about that. Darn.
Ways you can be creative.
Missed
We
it.
will see you tomorrow coming up now. Fox News break at 10 o'clock, a daily dose of the D's. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, our little buddy Hollywood will be in the house spinning all the tunes that you like to hear. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. An American Wall Street Journal reporter is arrested and charged with spying in Russia. Evan Gershkovich is based in Moscow. His most recent story published yesterday was about Russia's